Hey everyone, I've got a great lesson for you today. If you've got a one-handed backhand or actually even a two-handed backhand, I'm going to show you a way to move the ball that, to be quite honest with you, I haven't seen any other coaches demonstrate before. And I know that there are pros doing it on the tour because I studied the film. So I actually never had a coach tell me how to do this. I started noticing this type of movement that was either natural or taught to these top pros. And I think it's the best way to move to the backhand. Now, there are certain players that when they move, they actually cross over on their first step. So after they come out of their split, you're going to see them turn and take a big step across. And that is an option, especially when the ball is out wide. The ball is out here. But what I'm going to show you is what we call our shuffle move. With the backhand, it's shuffle, step, hit. It's not a true shuffle, and this is what I'm going to break down for you today. But if you can start to shadow stroke this movement and weave it into your backhand side, especially your one-hander, it's going to make a tremendous difference in your backhand. Federer has made, obviously, millions of dollars and won many Grand Slams. One of the reasons is because of this specific footwork pattern. In fact, when he has a wide ball in his one-hander, you don't see him turn and take 20 steps over to the ball. And I've seen a lot of coaches talk about, you got to turn and run and take little steps. But he is able to actually cover the entire half of the court with one big shuffle and then a step. And you can see how much ground I just covered. I'll do that one more time, and then I'm going to actually break the move down for you. Basically, he's going to step out, but he can take a big shuffle like this, step in, and rip the ball. I've seen him hit passing shots. Balls are coming 80, 90 miles an hour, and he actually does a quick shuffle like that, even on fastballs. So this is not something where, you have a lot of time, you can do it. You can do it on fastballs too. And so we're training players to move this way. Now, there's a number of benefits to this movement. First of all, when you move this way, and I talk to my students about this all the time, when you move this way, your shoulders are facing the net longer. And what I feel this does is it helps you to track the ball better. We talk about stalking the ball on the forehand. For me, this is stalking the ball with your feet because you're tracking the ball and you're reading it to see what your next move needs to be. If you turn sideways right away, it's kind of hard to find where you need to be sometimes. So I just find it's almost like another analogy I could use is a goalie. When you're playing goalie, you don't turn sideways to get the ball. You try to keep your shoulders square until the last minute, and then you make your move. It's the same thing here. You want to keep your shoulders square, and then you'll get that nice shoulder turn as you step into the ball. So the shoulder turn and the turning of the body will happen much later in the motion. Another reason why I like this is that when you shuffle, look at my eyes. Both eyes can track the ball. Just like your body, your eyes can track the ball. As soon as I turn sideways, I lose the vision of one of my eyes, so I think it makes it hard to perceive or pick up the ball. So obviously there's a number of benefits to this. Now, what I want to do is I want to break down the movement, and then when I'm done with that, I'm going to do a demonstration, and then we'll wrap up this lesson. But this is a very, very powerful lesson. Please take note of this. Please go study this. Notice I'm not hitting a ball right now. I'm just kind of shadowing the movement. This is the place that I would start. So this is how it works. Notice how I'm not standing directly in the middle of the court. One of the reasons is because if you're playing cross court with someone, this is where you need to be. This is where you need to be standing. So that's a little extra tip for you in this lesson today. But basically, you can start in the middle if you like, but I'm just over here just because I'm practicing as if I'm hitting cross court. So what you want to do, you can do it with or without a split step. But in this case, I'm not going to split because I just want to work on the first move. A lot of people get so into the split step, but then they don't know how to move out of the split. So I forget about the split step for a second here, or maybe a couple minutes or a couple days until I get this first move right. So here's what you're going to do. You're just going to stand with both feet on the ground, and you're going to step out like this. So you're going to step out so all the weight is on this foot. What this allows you to do is it allows you to shuffle off of that move right there. So you don't want to start shuffling right away. You actually need to create some space with this foot. So you want to create space out, which allows you to push off that foot to shuffle. I'll do that again. You're going to step out, and as soon as that foot lands, then you feel it push, okay? So let me do that again. as soon as this foot comes down, that's when you push. And look how much ground I just covered. From there, it's a simple turn and hit, and you'll notice that the back foot just pivoted a little bit. One more time. Step out, shuffle. Actually, I didn't even have to pivot. I just felt that. When I step out and shuffle, this foot naturally can turn out like this, and now I'm ready to go. Now I'm ready to kick some butt with my backhand, okay? So, let me go through one more thing before we hit some balls. And I know this is a bit long-winded today, but this is a very important concept that I want you to understand and grasp so that you can go practice it. The next thing is, again, if the ball is right here, I can do a tiny little step out and a tiny shuffle and be right here and be very comfortable hitting the ball. But if the ball is very wide, I can step out big and make a big shuffle and get all the way outside the single sideline. And this is just, like I said, a wonderful footwork pattern to practice. It's one of the top footwork patterns, especially for a one-handed backhand. You can use it for the two, but I've seen it used a little bit more on the one-handed side. I teach all my two-handers to do this as well. All right, so that's basically the introduction of the shuffle out move or the step out shuffle type move on the backhand, and I'm going to show you a couple backhands right now in action. All right, so now we're in the hitting portion of this lesson, and you're probably going to notice that this is going to be a right-handed demonstration. We're going to flip it for you because 80 to 90% of the players and coaches in our program are right-handed. So do your best if you're a lefty to figure this out. Maybe we can flip it sometime, but probably going to see a right-handed video here of me hitting a one-handed backhand. And again, a one-handed backhand, keep in mind, I don't have a one-hander. I never really had a great two-hander, to be quite honest with you. I wouldn't emulate my technique on the two-hander. So if you see a little thing off on my one-hander, I apologize ahead of time. I think I'll do a decent demonstration on it. The ball might go into the back fence, but at least you'll get a chance to see the footwork. So here's the deal. Regardless of where the ball is tossed, I can again step out and shuffle before I hit the ball. All right? So here we go with the demonstration. So that was a little wider ball, and you could see that I was able to get there pretty easily. That was a ball that was up and a little bit wide, and I was able to easily shuffle up to that ball. Toss it right in here. There you go. See, I can make a shuffle, a quick little shuffle right here. See there? There was a little shuffle right there. Okay, now go wide on me. See, I could make the exact same move, just a different variation depending on how wide the ball is. Okay, so you can notice that it's very easy. The alternative would be, I could turn and run. Actually, I did a two-hander there. It's a habit. I'll do a one-hander for you. So I can turn and run like this. Again, you can find it. I'll do it correctly here. Okay, that can work, but actually what I find is there isn't the same rhythm. It's more like I'm kind of running or kind of plodding across the court. But then if I shuffle, it's like I'm in rhythm with the ball. And this is what you're seeing the pros doing, especially on the one-handed side. You're seeing this rhythm step. I love this footwork pattern. I wish I would have learned it when I was a lot younger. It's something that you should be practicing. The progression I would use is I'd come out, you could even come out without a racket and just work on stepping out and shuffling, right? Step out, shuffle, step, right? Step out, shuffle, step, all day long until you never even have to think about it again. Then you put the racket in the hand, shuffle, step, hit, boom. Okay? Shuffle, step, hit, boom. All right? And then the ball comes into play, and you're ready to crush. Okay, I'll do one more of those. That was my best one of the day, so I'll end on that one. So hopefully you enjoyed that lesson. It's actually one of my favorite ones to do because I love feeling that rhythm with the movement. I know it's going to help your one-handed backhand and your two-hander. And go out and practice it. Let us know what you think.